No, this is Steve G and Mad G with Happened in the 90s, a show where we talk about what happened in the 90s. So get out your Primus posters and your Dennis Rodman jerseys because Laura's a douchebag. She's the biggest bitch of the family. Laura's a douchebag. The sis of Eddie, the sis of Judy, the big cousin of Richie. Laura's a douchebag. She's the biggest bitch of the family.
I wish I had the sound effects, Steve. I should have had the theme song ready to go. I dropped the ball.
But didn't
Hell yeah, dude. Also, yeah, Laura, I'm gonna go on record here, Steve. We don't need her anymore. We don't need this character anymore. She's gone. Steve should have been like, bye, and just kicked her to the curb, and then we don't have to see her again.
they should have gave her the Sister Judy treatment.
Yep. Hit the bricks, sis. But I like how she gets played in this episode.
Ball headed hoes.
Looking like Kojak. Um, hell yeah, dude. Another family matters. We're here. We're here. And my wife brought up this hilarious thing about the intro that we get to see in this. So we'll talk about like the first part of it, but she just made this hilarious comment that made me spit coffee out of my mouth. Where Carl's on the bike, he's like having a bike ride, and she just walked in randomly, looked at the screens like his fat ass would be going on a bike ride. It's like, damn, dude.
Uh, Today, my friend, we're talking all things April 24th in the 90s. Starting off in 1992, Family Matters is airing season 3, episode 23, Robo Nerd 2. A reprogrammed Urkelbot is sent to fight crime and proves to be instrumental in foiling a serial convenience store robber. Meanwhile, the women find out, to their horror, that a new shampoo has caused them to go bald.
Lawsuit. I don't like Urkel's and we've seen these machines that this guy's making in private. He's got too much power, Steve. I don't know where you get all of the hardware to make these robots and these machines. If he's like going to Russia, he's doing the black market shit, but we got a bigger problem on our hand than a guy robbing convenience stores because there's a little nerd in Chicago that's building possibly war technology, Steve, if I'm looking at this correctly.
He did create an atomic bomb, but that episode, it was all a dream.
Didn't he create a time machine too?
He created a time machine.
Yeah. He created a cool machine so he could just get sniz at will.
He was a pirate. He was Bruce Lee, Albert Einstein, Elvis Presley.
Yeah, so I don't like that. But right now, at the beginning of this episode, it's just Waldo and Eddie. They're getting ready for a show. Eddie's obviously the ladies' man of this group. Waldo's just kind of the guy hanging out. But he's worried. They got these tickets to this rap concert, Steve. This little rap show. Nine rappers, 9 artists. But they're close to the speaker, and he's like, "Man, these fly honeys ain't gonna be able to hear us, man." But Waldo's got something for that, Steve.
Goes Jimmy Hart with it.
Shit, he's got the bullhorn. And he's not as smooth as Eddie, but he does have one line that he's ready to go with when they get to the show, which is, "Hey, babe, looking good. Are those real?" And hey, I feel like at a show, you actually might get something off that, Steve. Somebody's going to be like, "You're cute. You're crazy."
Hey, man, you miss all the shots you don't take.
That's true.
And cue that classic theme song.
And again, my wife made it. I agree. I don't think Carl Winslow is going on voluntary bike rides with the family, including Grandma.
Harriet put him up to it. Oh, Kyle.
Get out there, Kyle. Your ass getting fat.
I promise you I'll tickle your taint after.
I like a sweaty taint, Kyle.
Oh, Kyle.
Oh, God.
Taste my titties.
Titty. These big old banana titties. Wow. But after the intro, we come back to the Winslow residence, and a guy who we just saw in a recent episode we talked about, Lieutenant Murtaugh, one of Carl's, I think, is his boss, comes in with Carl, and Murtaugh's a little pissed. He's one of these elder statesman guys. He's like, look, man, some younger guy named Pierce got the captain gig over me, and I don't get it. Like, I kiss the same ass this guy does.
You're as good as him, sir. Nobody kisses ass like you.
You kiss the best ass, sir. I mean, Carl Winslow is going to be a great politician someday, but he's just trying to give his boss a little props. And then Steve comes in, and he's trying to fix Urkelbot is basically what he's talking about, because we didn't see it, but in a previous episode, the Urkelbot that he created fell in love with Laura, I believe, and it caused a lot of shenanigans. So that's what he's doing. He's trying to fix it. He figured out what happened, and he's trying to tinker with it. But the robot hit him, Steve.
Yeah. And then after that, it finally hit him.
And
The idea.
I thought you fixed the robot. He's like, no, the fucking idea, dummy.
Yeah. And he realizes that this robot needs a job.
Yeah, and not a servant robot, Steve, or like a little butler, which is kind of where I would want to go with a robot. Just somebody to go like do the boring shit for you, almost like a clone type situation. But Urkel was like, you know what? I watch RoboCop. I think Urkelbot would make a great cop, and Carl you can see a little hesitation on him, but Murtaugh's like, tell me more about this robot that could be a cop. And as Steve kind of details this out, Murtaugh's like, you know what? I love this idea because this is going to catapult me to that promotion that I got looked over for. He's all about himself, Steve. It's like a real Wall Street cop. He's like, I just got to climb the ladder to success.
You might get that promotion. And then later, we cut to the kitchen, and the women, the Winslow women, and Rachel, they're in there just talking. And then Laura comes in there, and she has this idea, this grand idea to make some real money. She's going to be a distributor for Lauren Niece Cosmetics, but she only needs $400. And she asks each of the ladies to chip in 100. She already has 100 to cover it.
Yeah, but all like the younger, like Rachel and Harriet. I mean, obviously Harriet's a wet blanket. She's like, hell no, and they're like, we're not giving you money? But then this is why I love grandma, Steve. This is how my grandma was. She's like, oh no, I love this idea. She's all about the grandkid. She's like, you know what? This is actually a great sign. Like, why are you guys so hesitant to give her a little bit of money? Like, let's invest in her, get her like a little push because she's showing some initiative, and I love that. And the Rachel and Harriet are like, yeah, you're actually right. Let's do this. We're gonna make this investment. So they start writing a check to Laura, and I do love Grandma's like, I'm a little light on the account, so if you could just throw my hundo in, I'll give you an IOU, okay, ladies?
Yeah, Mother Winslow, man, she's on a fixed income.
But I mean, now Laura has a business, Steve. She's a businesswoman. This sounds like a pyramid scheme to me. This sounds like something where you're selling juices or teas, and you're getting people. But it's like what do they call it? A mid-level marketing, whatever. It's a pyramid.
Entry level, mid level, yeah, all of that, man, or some prepaid legal advice.
Yeah. So, but Laura's on her way to being an entrepreneur, Steve, with a little help from her family, which is that's what it's all about. That's great. So then we cut to later. Steve is ready to unveil Urkel Cop now, Steve. This isn't just Urkel Bob. This is an upgrade.
It's no ordinary robot.
I mean, it is not. I'd be terrified if this thing was coming at me. But Murtaugh and Carl are here. This is a momentous occasion, and Steve wants to give like a speech. I mean, he's changing history here, but Carl's like, shut up. Like, just like, stop that. And he pulls the sheet off of this thing and unveils Urkel Cop, Steven. Is it RoboCop? No, but it's pretty impressive. Like I said, I don't know where he's getting all this, but he makes himself a good robot.
He even has a badge for it, and it does impressions. It does a little Arnold, Hasta La Vista, baby. Does some Clint Eastwood, some Kojak, some Dragnet. And Murtaugh asks, like, so what happens in case a cop is in an emergency situation? Call for backup.
Yeah, it knows, Steve. If it was real, it'd be like shoot them, you know, immediately kill them if they're not white. They're like, wait, whoa, 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 what is this? What book did you teach him? This is
Yeah.
the Irish cop manual. I don't know what to tell you.
And and Murtaugh tells Winslow, say hello to your new partner. If you can catch this guy that did 19 robberies, I'll get that promotion.
Yeah. So he's like, hey, here's this impossible task. Now you're partnered up with this killer robot. Fix this. And even Carl's like, I don't know about this, man. Like, it might know some crazy racist like shit that we told it, but what happens when we gotta pull the gun out or like get into it? And Urkel cop hears this and is like, "Whoop, whoop, whoop, whoop," and just yats like a coat hanger or something, just completely annihilates that. And now he's like, you know what? Shit, it's hard to pedal that bike. If this thing can take down these perps, I'm all about that. So
And then a karate chops a nightstand. Like he overlooks the fact that this robot just destroyed his furniture. Like, oh yeah, this works for me.
I'd be like,
Like,
what if this thing turns on me though? And then Kirkle's like, I haven't thought of that yet, Carl. You know, it's there's some
who,
there's some things we might want to, but it's like RoboCop. Steve, even RoboCop had a couple of bugs. You know,
who's gonna buy this coat hanger? That shit was $20 at Big Lot.
you know what Harriet's gonna do to me? And Harriet might be able to tangle with this thing, Steve. To be honest, she's a brolic ass chick, so she might be able to take down Urkel Cop. But at this moment, this is where we're at. You know,
She ain't gonna give me no banana titties for 2 weeks.
and I ain't gonna get my suck off, man. And then later after that, after we see that happen, the ladies are coming home, all of them. They're all hanging out this episode. Um, and as they're coming in, Laura notices, oh, the cosmetics got here. This big box of cosmetics got here. And I get it. You get excited. There's a big box of shit that you get delivered. It's stuff that you might want to use. I get that. Everyone's like, "Ooh, we're gonna try all this." It's like I'd be like, "Hey guys, don't get high on the own supply here, all right?
Yeah, you're supposed to
I gotta
distribute it.
sell this." But everyone takes a bottle. Everyone goes to bed with some stuff, and you know it is what it is, Steve. You should be selling it, but they wanted to wash their hair because that's gonna what it's gonna make it. What do you think's gonna happen, ladies? You just want to smell it, smell it. But later, next morning, actually, Steve, after they do a little testing, Laura comes down just looking like freaking Telly Savalas, Steve. She's bald. She's chromed out. There's nothing there.
Looking like MJ.
God damn!
That's crazy looking. And then Harriet comes down. She looks even crazier. Grandma comes out, hilarious. She looks nuts. Everyone's like coming out bald. Rachel comes down finally. She's like, shit, I look fine. She pulls off her thing. She's bald, Steve.
Her whole shit falls off.
I mean, it's one big piece. Keep that.
G.I. Jane too. Can't wait to see that one.
Um, and Carl comes down because he hears a ruckus, and he's like, "Oh, hey, sir." He's like, "Hey, nice to see." Ah! And then I mean, it's a whole comedy of errors, and I think he's like, "Oh, look at the bright side, ladies. You guys could all be backup singers for Sinead O'Connor." You know, he's
Yeah.
like trying to make light of it, but they got had. Steve, Laura tries to call the cosmetics company. The number doesn't work. It's like boiler room, Steve. There's just some guy mixing up chemicals and giving them to ladies to sell and just getting out of town.
They've been had. If something is too good to be true, then it probably is. That's what Carl said.
Yeah.
And Eddie, he's like, yeah, you know what? I'm in the mood for some melon. They do that slow chase.
Eddie! Yeah, dude. Um, and now, Steve, it's time to get kind of serious because now we're on the hunt for this criminal. We go to a mini mart. We see Urkelbot just like hiding in plain sight he's just like displaying some soda.
He's supposed to be like a promotional item.
Yeah, and Carl's playing the part of the owner of the establishment, who I guess is Indian, because Carl turns around and is like, "Oh, hello, come again, hello there." I mean, it gets even my Kendra's like, "God damn, like
Yeah,
this ain't right,
the
Carl."
appropriation is real in this one, man. That's the darkest Indian I've seen.
I mean, like, what part of India are you from, man?
Yeah.
I am from Harlem, India. But they're like fixing stuff. I guess Urkel's like kind of checking out what's going on, so he comes in. He's like, "Oh yeah, everything's going," and Carl's kind of fed up because he's like, "This seems stupid. Like, why were we even here? This is a 1 in a million shot or whatever." Give some like statistic, and Urkelbot's like, "Actually, it's 1 in 3." Because he analyzed the patterns of the crime, triangulated these places, and figured there's probably these are the next ones to get hit. So Urkelbot, he's also a detective, Steve. It goes deeper and deeper. This is a very Terminator situation that we're getting into.
He's all of them combined.
He's everything. I mean, right now it's pretty nice. He seems to be playing on the right side, but if Urkel gets pissed off and flips a switch, I don't know. I don't feel like we can tangle with this, but as Urkel's making his his presence known, and they're kind of having this conversation, it's kind of like greasy looking dude comes. He's got a trench coat and a hat, so something's up. He's looking weird. He's looking too hard at like some Reese's, and then he holds it up. He holds up the place. I mean, Urkelbot, he's right on, Steve. He's 1 for 1 at this point. This guy's it's nailing it.
He looks like he has to register his address.
He does definitely. He's on a list of some kind. And as he's robbing it, Steve's like, "Oh my god!" And Carl's doing his best to stall. Urkelbot's playing red light, green light with the robber. So like every time the guy looks behind him, he's like, but he's a little closer. Then he's like, the robber turns around, sees what he's got, unloads. I mean, this guy is a Chicago criminal, Steve. He's not. He does not care. He unloads on Urkel Cop, and Urkel Cop catches bullets, Steve. Not with his teeth. He's just like, bink, 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 bink. These are yours, and just drops the bullets. That's pretty badass.
Catches bullets with his hands. Robot, please.
You've got the glow. Urkelbot's the shit, Steve. I mean, he even says "Hasta la vista, baby." Like lifts the criminal up. It's very cinematic. It's very badass. And he saves the day. He actually throws the guy through like a tower of Captain Crunch.
Yeah.
They handcuff the guy to a shelf or something. Crime solved. They did it.
I noticed some duct tape on those Captain Crunch boxes. Like, what are you covering? It's clear, like, what the box. We know who that is. It says Captain Crunch. So what's the duct
crunch,
tape?
Steve? It's duct tape crunch. Okay, it's not the same thing. They can't sue.
You see the Captain Crunch.
The captain is very litigious. Okay, so they got to hide something so they don't get sued. But it's wild, Steve. I mean, to me, this is if I was the cop guy, if I'm Murtaugh, nobody knows about this. I'm saying, Steve, I want you to secretly mass produce me an army of these things, and then I'd become like Kingpin in Spider-Man, or Spider-Man, in any Marvel stuff. I'd just be an evil cop. I'd be like this dude with an army of robots. But that's not where this goes, Steve. Urkel Cop saves the day. We cut to the next day. We're back in the house, and the ladies, were chromed out last night. They're freshly wigged now. They went to the wig place.
They went to the gas station.
I mean, it's pretty. They went to CVS and got whatever they had. Yeah. Rachel looks like Tina Turner, and Laura looks crazy. They all look wild.
Tina Burner.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And Urkel comes in, and he wants to talk about Urkelbot, but instead of saying how this thing is going to become the next greatest cop, he announces that Urkelbot's retiring. He's not. This is it. He's one and done, Steve.
Yeah, it's got a new life.
He wants to be a dancer, Steve.
Mama, I want to dance.
And he actually also announces that he created a female bot to be sort of a companion to Urkelbot.
A companion.
And even Eddie has the immediate concern that I have when he says that. He's like, "Man, you telling me you made a woman robot?" I'm like, this kid's fucking this thing in the basement. Seriously, this is not right.
Yeah, he's tagging that.
Yeah, for sure. I second that because when we see it, because they go in to see it, it's not like just a standard robot. It's Lorabot, Steve. He's making his avatars. He wants to watch it. He wants to see how it's going to go when he actually starts bumping uglies.
Yeah, and
Okay.
they go into the living room, Laura Bot, Urkelbot, and they start up. You ready to dance, Urkelbot? Let's get down with our bad selves.
Yeah. Too cold, Scorpio. Um. So yeah, Steve can create killer robots or dancing robots, really kind of a whatever you want. And the I gotta just give a shout out because we were talking to him. Michael Chambers, Steve, played Urkelbot for both episodes that Urkelbot was on the show. Also played a robot in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. And as you knew, and as I kind of knew, played Turbo in Breakin', Steve.
He's one of the breaking gods.
Turbo. What's his other? What was his? Boogaloo Shrimp, Steve.
Boogaloo shrimp, man.
Michael Chambers. So great episode. This hasn't jumped the shark yet, and I enjoyed this, Steve. I enjoyed the wackiness. I thought Urkelbot looked pretty cool. I like the Vegas lights that he had. I like the glasses. I like the whole thing. It's pretty cool. You can see it right behind it. It's almost like an Elton John type look.
Yeah.
But yeah, just it kind of got real wacky as we've talked about in the later episodes. But this one, I think it's a nice mix. It's a nice, perfect mix there.
We're in the Family Matters sweet spot. I feel like seasons one, late season one, up until like whenever he starts doing the Stefan ish, man, I'm
Yeah.
like,
We get a nice little cousin Richie cameo, just real quick, saying a nice one liner.
Can't get him for false advertising.
That kid, what a scamp! But yeah, and also Murtaugh. I enjoy a nice Murtaugh episode that we've seen so far. We've seen two, and I'm enjoying it. He's a nice scummy. He's a nice scumbag friend.
Incompetent boss.